Hi, in this next tape we're going to be working on a very common position, whether in sport jiu-jitsu or in a vale tudo or street fighting, which is the bottom position and somebody's between your legs. We call it the guard position, a guarda. It looks like the guy on the bottom is losing. For tournament purpose, it's also the same way. The guy on top always is the aggressor. But for the reality, if you actually compare one position to another position, who's in the bottom, who's in the top, you can notice that the guy on the bottom has a lot more choices where to choose from, a lot of more tools to work with. And the guy on the top, the only thing he actually can do is try to get out of your legs and to go to the side position. Besides that, he doesn't have any other choices besides foot locks, which the guy on the bottom can easily escape and go on top. And the guy on the bottom has the choices of chokes, arm locks, sometimes even foot locks, and one is very common is the switch of the position. We call in Portuguese raspagem. When I'm in the bottom and I end up on top, that's actually 2 points in a tournament, and it's a really good way to start a fight. In Brazil, they usually, a lot of guys, they put somebody into the guard with the object of try to sweep him and get in a better position, like to the side. Sometimes they even on the mount, or sometimes they even go to their guy's back. So I want you guys to pay attention real closely to the details of each technique I'm going to be showing you. Even though you guys maybe seem like they're real basic techniques, but they're going to be very detailed, which is going to give you a lot of different aspects. In other positions you may be, it's going to give you a lot of different angles to another position, which can be similar or where you can use the same technique. Well, now I'm going to show you, there's two types of guard, a closed guard and open guard, guarda aberta e fechada. We're going to start with the closed guard because usually that's the way it starts. You put somebody in between your legs and close your feet. That's what we call the closed guard. It's a lot of things you can do from there before you go to an open guard. You can choke, arm lock, sweep. Okay, so I want to show you guys real quick what I'm talking about. The closed guard right here. A lot of things can happen. I can choke, I can arm lock, I can sweep. So let's take a look at each technique by itself. Well, the first thing we're going to work, I'm going to be showing you, is going to be a choke. How to choke from the guard position. Okay, the first thing is going to be one hand inside the collar. When you guys do this, I don't want you guys to jerk the guy. I want you guys just to place your hand in his collar. The other hand is going to come under your arm and go all the way down deep in his neck, almost one hand touching the other one. Okay, right here. Once I do that, I want you guys to look at the motion of my fist. I'm going to pull them in towards me like this. I'm going to bring my fist towards me like this. That's going to close any gap, any possible gap between my hand and his neck. And now I'm going to bring him towards my chest, trying to place my elbows in the ground. Not trying to open my elbows like a lot of people do. I just want to try to put my elbows on the ground close to my ribs. Okay, I want to keep my elbows as close as tight, and I'm going to open my chest forward, trying to place my elbows in the ground. If you guys open your elbows, you guys eventually will get tired and you will make your opponent tap. So let's see how it works. Down here, I close the gap like I said with my wrist, bring my elbows to the ground. See? I won't waste no energy. I just do it a technical way. There is not a neck that can handle the pressure. If you guys, I remember, if you guys open your elbows, you guys will get tired and you guys will make your opponent tap. There are a lot of different chokes. All the chokes have the same principle. Elbows straight back, closer to your ribs, chest forward, and just keep your wrist straight down. That's like so. Okay, just like this. The principle that applies for a choke, be on the guard. If I'm on top, if I'm standing up, it doesn't matter how you guys, in what position you are when you apply the choke. Keep the same principle and you see how effectively you guys will make your opponent tap. Well, now I'm going to be showing you a variation of that choke. I want you guys to notice that I'm going to keep the same principle that I used before. I'm just doing a little different and a different angle, holding under his arm. I want you guys to see the details. Watch this. Let's suppose my opponent keeps really close like that, trying to hold the fight. Because for judging rules, he's winning. He's on top. So he's trying to hold it, wasting time just to burn some time and win the fight. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to attack his neck. How can I do that? Well, I'm going to bring one arm, doesn't matter which one, under his armpit, like so. See that? Now, with the other hand, I'm going to feed the opposite side of his gi to my hand, just like so. Okay, so he's going to be down. I'm going to attack the same way, just like this. Now what I'm trying to do, since I cannot put my hand here, I'm going to try to go on his back and grab anything that I can. Okay, the wrinkle part of the gi, it doesn't matter. Okay, now what I try to do, sometimes I can also do this, try to put my elbow and push his face with my elbow. But let's say the guy is tough or he brings his head over here. So what we can do is come over here and grab the wrinkle part of the gi. What I need to do, I need to adjust. When the guy is difficulting my game, I need to adjust my body to him. I don't need to try to adjust him to my game. Okay, it's easier for me to adjust myself to him, sorry. So I'm going to try to scoop my hips a little bit to the side. Close the guard again and bring my elbow to the side. Once I get to this position right here, I don't let it go. I'm going to have to put my elbow closest to my knee as possible. So the technique is going to be just like so. Again, I can come here, use my elbow, you see, and grab. Remember, I'm trying to put my elbow in the ground. This one is already on the ground. I'm trying to do the same thing with the other one. Here. Okay, so let's see it again. He's down. I come under. Hold the gi like I did so. Then up. Now watch again. In this position, we come under his armpit. The other side, I feed it to this hand. Like so. Now I use my elbow to grab. Remember, grab the wrinkle part. You don't necessarily have to grab the collar. You can grab here. Sometimes I see some guys, they can grab right away from his back and apply the same technique. One more time. Let's practice. Now, let's work on it in the arm lock. How can we apply an arm lock when we're in this position? The first thing, I wanted to control his arm. The same arm, my same arm, that I'm going to control is going to grab by the sleeve level right here, by the wrist level. Okay, now my other arm
is gonna come and try to control the same arm. Remember, I'm gonna have two arms against one. So this one control the wrist, this one comes right above the joint, above the elbow, behind the tricep, just like so. I don't want to try to grab here or here. I want to come here and grab his elbow, control his elbow, just like I'm doing so right now. Now what I'm trying to do, when I do this, I'm going to try to bring his elbow inside as much as possible, like so. See, right here. Now, I'm going to try to bring the same leg of the arm I'm controlling close to his knee. I'm going to open the leg, the same leg of the arm I'm controlling. I'm going to bring it over here. Placing my foot on top of his hip. Now, this detail is very important. Has to be real tight in his shoulder. Why? That knee right here, and the guy is very strong. He can take it out. Take it out. See? But now, if I'm here and I bring my knee here, it's not completely. It's going to stop him, but it's going to help me a lot. See, I try to take it out. See, it's going to be a lot harder for him to take his arm out as long as my knee is real tight here. Pay attention to that detail, guys. Now, when I do this, I'm basically controlling his arm real well. Now, the guy on top is aware of what I'm doing. Usually what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to raise lower their head to avoid for me to pass my leg to the other side. So I'm going to prevent that from happening. How am I going to prevent that? As soon as I do this, I'm going to let this arm go. The one is controlling the wrist. This one stays in the same place, controlling the elbow. I'm going to this one let it go and place my arm just on top of the shoulder. Not necessarily I have to put my hand inside his collar. I just need to put my hand right here. It's like so. Now try to put your head down. You can't. See, my arm prevents that from happening. Again, same arm, the wrist, the other arm behind the elbow. Bring the elbow here. Why I have to bring the elbow here? If I'm here and I let be that, as soon as I do that, he puts his elbow on the ground and prevent from me to put an arm lock. So I go here, bring, see, automatically I do it. So it's just reaction. Put my elbow, my knee close to his shoulder. The other arm, let it go by the shoulder level. Very, very important position is going to come up. Detail. I'm going to try to bring my head as closest to his knee as possible. Why? Because for people, especially for people who's not flexible, has no flexibility at all, if I'm here, face to face to my opponent, it's very hard for me to pass my leg over here to the other side. That's where the place I want to be. So how can I how can I help my flexibility? The same way I'm going to teach you guys, right? Bring in your head as closest to his knee as possible. What happened when I do that? I'm going to bring my body as a T. So, if you see how my body gets, it's like a T. So it's a lot easier for me to bring my legs here than it is when I do it here. It's very hard for me to do that. So pay attention in that detail right there. I'm here. Now I bring, see, I use my leg to use my leg to spin around. Okay? Now, before I pass my leg in the side of his face, my other leg is going to play a very important detail. She's going to come up as high as she can on my opponent's back. What for? That's going to prevent for him to try to go back. See? If I leave it down here, and my opponent, see, it's easier for him to go back. As soon as I get here, I bring my back right here. Now, I'm going to replace my arm for the leg. Notice I never cross my feet. That's wrong. Why? Because the guy, if he's smart, he's gonna come on top of you, and we call it, he's gonna put a lot of pressure on you, and we call in Portuguese, he's vai te amassar. Amassa. See? Now I'm on trouble. But now, if I don't do that, instead open my leg and try to put pressure, use my leg, try to put pressure on his neck. Try to come on top, my friend. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit faster. Remember, put weight on top of his neck. Just like I'm doing, so like I'm trying to put my foot on the ground. Let's go and work in a little variation on the arm lock when my opponent tries to stand up with me. It's going to be the same movement, the same hip movement. The only thing now is going to be a difference is I'm going to grab his leg and I'm going to use his leg to spin around. What I'm talking about is this. He stands up. I follow him. You see what I say? Grabbing his leg. Again. See, when I get to this position right here, I'm going to use my hand inside his leg. See? And spin around. Now, you guys can see more easily what I'm saying, getting like a T with him. See, I'm here, he's there, I'm not T. See, his leg is helping me out to spin around. He's doing the principle of my leg was doing on the ground. Again, lay down. You stand up. See? Again. Now watch details in how to apply the pressure on his arm. Go ahead, stand up. When I get here, I don't want to just put I want to raise my hips as high as possible. Right here. The principle is going to be the same principle of every arm lock. Hold his wrist, okay, and never cross your feet like I said before. I'm going to just bring my hips forward. Holding. Once I get to this position, I can even let it go his leg and use it both arms to apply pressure on his arm. Alright? Let's practice. Now, I'm going to show you guys a little sweep. Very, very simple to do it, and it's not expected, and it's very common. First thing, I want you guys to control one arm, doesn't matter which arm you guys control, with the same arm. So if I'm controlling this, I'm going to use the same arm and line to control his around the wrist right here, like I'm doing so. The other hand is going to control the opposite knee of the arm I'm controlling. What I mean is I'm controlling this arm, the opposite knee will be here. When I say control the knee, I want you guys to grab the pins like I'm doing so, yes, right here like this, by the knee level. Not too low, no up, by the knee level, yes, right there. So I'm controlling this arm right here, and I'm controlling this here. Now it's going to be a matter of time when you guys are going to be able to do this technique.
I want to show you guys the right moment when you guys can apply the technique. I want you guys to notice something. The guys sitting just like I'm doing so, opponents right here. I mean, it's hard for somebody mad right now. The opponent has to wait to be able to apply his in sweeping at that right moment. I'm at a base. So, particular technique I'm showing, watching. My opponent, when he tries to do this, stand up, and he gets off his back, I'm going to be using to apply you guys. So, sideways right here, goes off his to be the take the time to be able to apply the technique. It's going to look like this.
First thing, grab. Now, when he, right the moment I'm gonna use, open my legs, and I'm gonna try to. This leg is gonna swing, and this one is gonna use like it's gonna be like a pendulum. Okay. Now again up. So again, the move. See, I never let it go, either his arm or his knee. See? Slowly. Now, let's work another technique, another sweep. When the guy is on my guard, I keep a close guard and he tries to stand up. Well, I want you to pay attention to the detail of this technique, okay? He stands up, I keep my guard closed, alright? So what I'm going to try to do, since I'm controlling his arm, I'm going to let him go and control the ankles, both ankles, not from the inside, but from the outside. And don't grab the pants. I want you to grab the ankles, just like I'm doing so. Now what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to let my legs go and put my knees together. Just like I'm doing so. I have to put my knees together. Now what I want to do, I want to push him back. Stand up. Just like he's doing so. I'm going to let it go. See how I'm doing the movement simultaneously? Again. Remember, it's very important to keep your knees together. It's like that, like so. To have more leverage. My both arms go behind his heel, just like I'm doing, grabbing the skin. Now, I'm going to use my legs to push forward, keep holding on his heel. When he's going down, I use his own gi to come on top. Watch again. Controlling, he stands up, I let it go, keeping my knees together. want you guys to notice how I keep on the heel level. Yes, right here. I want to push, raising my hips up, trying to push with my knees. You guys notice, I'm going to try to do as slow as possible. See, I let it one go and grab his collar to come on top of him. Again. Watch again. Details. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, let's change from close guard to open guard. Before I show you guys sweeps, any special moves, or any special techniques from the open guard, I'm going to show you guys how to condition, how to get a better guard, how to get a better hip movement. And we have a little, some exercise that we do, or at least I do, to get the movement. I want you guys to know, open guard is a lot of you have to be, we call in Portuguese, malandro. You have to be very sneaky. That's what it means. You have to be very alert. Okay? Like I said before, you need to be loose. That's the main key. You're loose, you can put your leg in the place where you need it. Sometimes you might think the guy is going to pass your guard, but there's a lot of things you can do to avoid it, and you don't know that because you're tense, because you're tied up. Be loose. This exercise I'm going to show you now, that's going to teach you how to place your legs, how to move your hips, how to spin. Okay? So let's take a look at it. This exercise we're going to do, have your partner stand up like my partner is doing, hold up his arms. He's not going to do, he's just a toy. You're going to just use him to work out. First thing we're going to try to do, exercise. I'm going to try to put my foot in the joint part, knee, hips, and arms. And the knees, just like I'm doing like this, both hooks inside. Now, I go one leg to the hip, the other one to the hip. One leg to the arm, by the bicep. It's not by the shoulder, not by the, up here. I want it to be by the elbow level. It's right on the bicep. Bend your foot and have like a scoop, okay? To adapt your foot to his bicep, right there. At the same time, I want you guys to pull his arm. See? Just like so, just like that. Now the other arm, the same way. Now we're gonna go back down. See, no speed, yes, like I'm doing, no speed. First the technical part, and then the speed will come down. See, I want you guys to pull. Now, see the speed? Believe it or not, will help you to guard match combination. I'm going to do different now. From go in one device. Switch. Technical power speed. See? Now the moves will we're going to do, we call it his legs. My opponent put his arm, and I'm going to use my leg go outside to allow the hip moving, the leg work in the need. Let's try to look at it. When he started to go, I go again. Now I go the same thing. Go ahead. You go. Excellent. Sorry. Now faster. Can you guys?
Well, the next exercise to improve your guard movement, for a lot of people, it's going to be zero at the beginning. But once you get used to it, you're going to see in the real fight on the tournament, it's going to be very, very common for those who play on the bottom. It's very easily to do. I want you guys use your wall in your home. It's very easily, you guys are going to see with times that move is very, very, very important to do. It's going to be like a kind of a spinning on your head and your shoulder and your head. But let's take a look at it and you guys will see what I'm talking about.
First thing, be on the back on the ground, both feet on the ground. Okay, I want you guys to know something, to notice something, that when I'm trying to spin, I never let both foot off the wall. It's like I never let my foot off my opponent. At least one foot is going to be touch him at all times. So what I try to do, I'm going to try to spin around my head, around my back, and be in the same position without letting my leg, one of my legs get off the wall. How I look? Look now. I'm going to let one go. See how I spin on top of my shoulder, my head? Now I'm back in the same position. Now the same thing to the other side. Back in the same position. Again. Okay. Now let's see what I need that move for. I'm going to use my partner for you guys to see. He's going to try to pass my guard, putting one hand inside. Maybe I don't have a time to do anything or to recover, so he's going to try to push my leg. See, I'm going to follow him. I'm not going to try to fight against him. I'm just going to follow his move and do the same exercise we did before. Notice that my foot is always on his hip. Never let it go. If I do let it go, he's going to pass because I don't have nothing to stop him, to bother him. So again, he's going to try to pass. The other side. Again. This move, you can do it down on the ground where he's on his knee and he's trying to pass your guard. As much as you can do it on top. It could happen. Again, look. Let's practice. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to break loose of any grips when he gets on you. Let's say now, like he's doing right now, holding on my knees. It's a good principle that you guys should learn of holding always his arm. Okay? His arms, to control his arms. Never let his arms go and try to do something else because then he's going to have a control over you. Always try to keep a control, at least of one arm. If he breaks loose, let's say I'm holding here, he's break loose, this grip, go ahead. I am going to go be fighting to try to grab his arm. I want you guys to forget about that and try to grab the leg, the pins, okay? What for? A good thing about open guard is you guys should remember this. Control both arms or control one arm and one leg. Never try to control both legs and leave the arm alone. Always control of both arms or one arm and one leg. Okay, now guys, I want you guys to know, I'm gonna just loosen up with him. I want you guys to see a little, no workout, I want you guys to see how I place my foot, how I break loose when somebody's trying to hold me. So watch this. We're gonna do a little game. He's gonna try to grab me, hold my legs, I'm gonna try to escape, just break loose. It's not a workout, it's just a way you guys can learn. Somebody hold you there. See, I always keep a hook and a push, like we did in the beginning, like I showed you guys at the beginning. So now watch. Try to hold, he tried again. There we go. This is an exercise for you guys. You see how I move my hips? I'm not just here and move my legs. I follow my hips. I go after my moves. See, I go here, I place my hips, make it harder for him to be able to hold on onto my legs. He has to worry a lot about a lot of things. See how I play? See how I place my foot? Just like we did before. The same exercise I did before, I can do it now. I'm using it right now. See, he's trying to pass my guy. There we go. Oh. Okay, let's try to do that. Now, let's start with a little sweeps. What I mean sweeps is to turn the game over. He's on top, I'm on the bottom. I'm going to switch the game. This is a very, very easy sweep. First thing, always controlling both arms or one arm and one leg. That's a principle. You guys always keep in mind. Now, from here, I'm going to have to break loose one of my legs. He's controlling my knees. So what I'm trying to do, I'm going to break loose one of my knees. In this case, I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring my arm inside, like I'm doing so. Like I also can do holding his arm, depending on however you guys want to do it. I want to do here. What I'm trying to do, I'm going to try to do like a little kick. At the same time, I'm pushing his arm away. Can you guys know that? Look at it. Okay? So again, I come inside and I break loose. Now, when I'm doing this, I want to turn my body in the same direction of the leg, the leg, of my opponent's leg. From the side, I'm trying to get loose. In this case, this is the leg. On the side, I'm trying to get loose. So I bring here, I do the little kick, and I bring my body towards that leg. You guys notice this? Again, here, break loose. Notice also something. Where I do the kick, I don't do the kick anywhere else but inside between his legs. Again. Now, that everything has a purpose why I'm doing that. Bring my body in this direction because I want to hold the heel of the leg is in this side. I'm holding this arm, I'm holding this leg. The reason why I'm kicking between his leg is because I want to place my leg behind the other heel of the other leg. It's like I'm doing so. Notice I never let go the other arm. Pay attention to details right there. Never let go to the other arm. So it's going to look like this. Go here, kick, break loose, come down here. The other leg goes right behind the heel on the other opposite leg. Never let go of this one. Now what I want to do, you see my other leg is always stays on the hip. What I want to try to do, I'm going to try to This leg is going to do like a little kick. My arm is going to hold on to his heel, and my leg is going to push his hip back. So it's going to look like this slowly. Again. Slowly break loose. See? Use this leg to push. Oh, how slowly he goes. I follow him. Notice I never let go of his heel. I bring his heel up at the same time I'm standing up. Why? Because if I let it go, I might take the chances of he stand back, right back where I'm at. The next move I'm going to show you guys is going to be starting from the closed guard to the open guard. It's a sweep, uma raspada. It's very, very common, and if you get good at it, you can see that she can give you a lot of other exits in case your opponent stops the first one. Let's start. He stands up. I'm going to open my guard. I'm going to let one of his arms go, doesn't matter which one. And I'm going to go inside of his leg, grabbing like I do so up. You guys notice that I'm using his arm like I did before to spin around. So I'm going to be in a T with him. I want you guys to notice something. The more you guys go inwards, the better you guys are going to be at. The harder for him to stop the sweep is going to be. Okay? If I try to sweep him here, it's going to be very hard. Work on that spin. The more you guys are inside towards him, the easier it's going to be for you guys to sweep him. Now watch again. See that? How I get? Now, how can we sweep from here? Most people be asking. Okay, now I'm going to keep hold of this arm. Why? Because obviously I'm going to be throwing him that way. If I let his arm go, he can use the arm to stop the move. So I keep holding this arm, and I keep holding on his leg right here. Notice that I will use my left leg as a pendulum. I'm going to use this leg to create the leverage for me to be able to throw him. The other leg is going to just follow up this leg, using to push him. Can you guys notice that? You see? Now let's use the whole motion to see how it happens. Again. Watch slowly. The spin is very important. See how the spin I get there? Hold his arm, hold his leg, use the motion. Watch full speed. Well, let's see a variation of that move when the opponent lower his base and don't let me sweep him. What can we do? Okay, we go back to the same move, spin over here. He does exactly what my partner is doing right now. What I'm going to do from here is very hard because his base is real low to the ground. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let his leg go. Never let his arm go. I'm controlling right here. I'm going to come here and grab the back of his heel right here, just like I'm doing so. Again, I'm from here, he lowered, I go down and grab the back of his heel. Notice what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to try to go back to the same original position that we were. And going to go back. Again, he stands up. I go try to sweep him. My opponent is very smart at what he's doing. So I'm going to try to grab here. Again, don't grab the pins, because the pin can give him a lot of space for him to escape or to get a better base. I grab the back of his ankle right here. Right here. Now what I have to do, I go back to the same position and bring his leg towards me. I just go right back on top. Notice that I never let his leg go. I always control his leg. Avoid for him to get a leverage and come on top. I go on top, holding his leg and his arm. Just like I'm doing so. Let's see it again.
Okay, now in these close guard techniques, I'm going to show you guys a very common choke. It's called the triangle or triangle. It's a very vicious choke. If you notice, it's a choke is used in a lot of different fights, whether in Vale Tudo or sports jiu-jitsu. I'm going to show you the principles of the choke, and you guys can work on it. It's a very once it's hooked in, there is no way out. So let's look at it.
It usually happens when the opponent makes the big mistake of trying to put one hand between your legs to open your legs, trying to pass your guard. So let's see how it happens. He goes in there and tries to put, just like normally a lot of people do. When that happens, he takes the chance to be choked out by the triangle. How? Okay, I'm going to keep controlling the other arm, and I'm going to, when that happens, this position right here, I'm going to pull his arm out, and I'm going to try to put my foot under my knee. And you can notice his arm is inside in his head. Okay, I cannot do it like that. That's wrong. Right here. Okay, how can I apply pressure? First thing, keep controlling this arm and try to bring this arm the inside as much as possible. Now, I'm going to do what we call ajustar. I'm going to come here, hold on my own foot, it's like I'm doing so, and bring my knee on top of it. Here, there is no way out, my friends. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to put my knees together and bring his head down. Again. Remember something. I wanted to keep his elbow as much as to the other side as possible. Just like that. Again. Once more. Notice, guys, where the hook is. My hook or my lock is going to be in the same side where their arm is, where his shoulder is. A lot of people make the mistake and do this. Because he has enough room here, room for him to breathe, or to he create space for him to breathe. He's the Same side of the shoulder. The space. Try to put your knees together, thick, your hips up, bring his head. He will tap. Now, we're going to see the closed guard. They're trying to open guard when the guy, the technique is going to be the same. The way you're going to get at it. Same thing, we're going to control both arms. Now, I'm going to let it arms. And I'm going to try to keep controlling both. So, again, I let it go. Hold it. Now, what I'm going to try to, sometimes, if you want, the opponent by the collar and by the arm, that's going to make him very desperate. That's going to give you a lot of other things you can do later, okay? Like, so, you can go back to the same sweep we did before. But now, keep it here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my leg up. Just like we did before. Same thing. Again, let it go. You can control here or control here, depending on your game plan. Once more. Remember, you need to be controlling him really well, because if you know the guy's very strong, he pulls his arm out and then you're in trouble. So keep the hold real good and pull him towards you, just like that. Just pull him, okay? Any case he's trying to pull his arm away, we're going to go back to the same thing we did before. He pushed his arm out. The same technique we just learned. The same sweep. Got it? So once again, here, let it go. You can control the collar. Now, let's start to work on a very common position. Let's say the guy unfortunately passes your guard and go to the side, to the crossbody. How can we escape from there? I want you guys to think about something. Never hesitate to escape from that position. Why? Because he's in control. If you hesitate to try to escape, you might give him the opportunity to choke you, to get an arm lock, to mount you, or even to get in a position even worse. So, first thing, calm. Second thing, try to keep your arms to yourself and worry about the things he's trying to do. Try to see what he's trying to do and try to get an escape out of it. Smartly, I want you guys to watch the details on the way I'm going to escape, and maybe you guys get a better idea on how to do it. The first position, let's go, goes to the side body. I want you guys to know this arm, never try to leave it outside like I'm doing right now, because that's wrong. I'm exposing my arm to get an arm lock. How can I avoid that? First thing, I'm gonna try to put my arm inside, under his armpit. It's like I do not grabbing anything. Just put my hand right where, like I'm doing right now. It's like that. The first thing, I want you guys to be calm, like I said before. Remember, anything you can do here can change the whole game. How? First thing I'm gonna try to do is, I'm gonna try to bring my body to the side. What I mean is, I never wanted to be straight flat on my back because I don't have any movement. So the first thing I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to bring my body to a side. Always towards him, never away from him because I'm exposing for him to get my back. Always to the side. You see? I'm trying to be inside towards him. If I get to this position right here, I want you guys to notice something. I'm going to try to keep one foot always put on the ground, just like here, this one. That's going to be my base. The other foot, I'm going to try to bring it inside, away from him. You see that? Again, this one always in the ground. Never comes off for no reason. Remember, that's going to be my base to push him. The other one is going to come inside, away from him. You see this? Now what I have to do, I'm going to try to spin around and come on my knee. Notice that anytime I gave him the chance to go to my back, to get my arm, or to choke me, again, I put my arm inside, the other leg always in the ground, I bring my body to the side, just like I'm doing so. See? When I get to this position right here, right away, I'm going to try to bring my body to my knee. Usually, we end up like we did. At least it's a better position where I was before. Now watch again, to the side, foot on the ground, spin around. Arm inside, to the side, knee inside, to my knees. Arm inside, to the side, knee inside, to my knees. The next move, we're going to see when it's too late for me to put my arm under his armpit and I exposure my arm. That doesn't mean that's the end of the game. I'm going to try to see another way. I'm going to use that as advantage to change the game. My arm is too late, I cannot do it, he's too tight. So I'm going to try to bring my arm and grab his belt right here. Now, keeping my forearm right on his hips, like I'm doing so. Remember, never grab anything, just put it on, place it on it. Now, I'm going to try to push him away from me. Why I want to do that? Because I want to use his reaction, which is going to be, he's going to try to push right back on me. That's exactly what I want to be able to apply the move that I want. I hold his belt. I'm going to try to, like I always say, bring your body to the side. It's better to be flat on your back. Body to the side, push him away. When he's trying to put pressure right back on me, that's when I'm trying to spin over my shoulders. Again, I'm here, push him away, and I spin. So the move is going to look like this. I'm here, grab his belt, I'm going to push him away. But when he tries to put his pressure back on me, I'm going to just, see, over my shoulders. Not over my body, over my shoulder. I'm just going to spin over my shoulders. From here, okay? if you try to push the guy over you, how about the guy is twice your weight? And it's going to be very hard. I just want to use my shoulder like a roll. See, it's going to be rolling. I don't actually going to do a lot of power. I don't use a lot of energy. So again, here, push him away, up. Slowly. I want you guys to notice something here also. Go ahead. I don't want to be too straight with him. When I bring myself to the side, I wanted to bring my body. It's lying with him as much as I possible. Can be just like this. If it can come even lighter and line, better. So again, from here, I bring my body here, push him away. See how easy it is? Now, the game is mine. I'm on top. Doesn't count as any points because he's not actually in my guard, but at least I'm going to be in a better position now. Okay, so let's try. The next exit from the crossbody that I'm going to be showing you guys is could be very risky. At the same time, it could be very good when you apply in combination with the other ones that I show you. I'm going to show you first the move without my partner. That way you guys can work you guys can appreciate or can see the move when I do it with him. Let's say we're here in the same position we were before. Arm in here. I want to keep this arm out. Now what I want to do, I'm going to push him away from me just to create a space behind me. Now what I wanted to do, this arm is going to come under me like this, okay? And I'm going to follow him the way he's going with my legs. What I mean with that is like this. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to end up in this position right here. So again, it's easy. Oh. See, I just throw my arm right behind me and spin around. I'm going to end up in this position right here. So, with my opponent, again, I'm going to bridge to create a space right here. I go here. End up in this position right here. You guys need to practice all these moves that I'm teaching you, and then you guys will feel when you guys can do something else. What I mean is like, can you put one ABC together? Let's try to do it again. One, I create a space, push him home, bring my arm. End up in this position. Guys, this arm plays a very good and important mission. First of all, it's going to be my guiding. I'm going to guide my body in the direction I'm going to go. And second of all, when I get to this position right here, it's going to try to grab anything it can to prevent for my opponent to go to my back. So don't just throw your bar and go around it. These arms play a very, very important mission right here. Okay? Otherwise, it could happen that my opponent go to my back. Again, let's go. Right here. See this? Open space.
Well, this could conclude the techniques from the guard position, from the bottom. I hope you like them, and I hope they help you a lot to improve your ground skills. Hope you'll see you in the next tape, and train a lot.